Solving quadratic equation by graphic method.
If I set y to be equals to 2x squared minus 5x minus 6, and if I can plot a graph, xy graph, it will look something like that, and this curve will be y equals to 2x squared minus 5x minus 6. So I will have the values for all y that is on this plane. So if I want to find out the solution to this equation, the solution happens when y is equals to 0. So when y is equals to 0, x takes on this value or this value. In fact, if you want to find when y is 1 or y is 2 or y is 5, you can find. So that's the benefit. You will know all the y values, right, if you plot the curve. Now, the bad news is that this curve sketching is essentially an estimation. So you will not have the exact number, but this is a very good way for you to visualize another method, or rather the graphical method, on how to solve this kind of equations. So let's go back. So what we want to do is to be able to plot the curve. And the simplest way is to simply find out all the x values, or the y values rather, that corresponds to x, right? So what you need to do is that you would want to create a table like this, right? And then usually the question will tell you what is the range of values for x. So in this example, the range of values for x is from -2 to 4. So you pick out some sensible values, -2, -1, all the way to 4, and you can pick whole numbers. It's easier for yourself. And after that, you want to try to find the y values that corresponds to this. So it is really not too difficult. If you want to find out what is y when x is -2, all you need to do is to press a calculator, right? So you put in -2 here, put in -2 here, you will have 2 times -2 square, right? And that will give you, maybe let me write it down. So 2 minus 2 square minus 5 minus 2 minus 6, right? So you will have 2 times 4, which is 8, and then minus 5 times minus 2 is plus 10. So 8 plus 10 is 18, and then minus 6 is 12. So this value here is 12. So you do the same for minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is what you will have once you complete the table. And when you have that, you need to take the graph paper and you need to plot. So the way to do it is that you need to mark out all the values on your table here. So mark out the first value. When x is -2, y is 12. So when x is -2 here, y is 12. See? So -2, when x is -2, y is 12. So you put an x here. And then when x is -1, y is 1. So on and so forth. So once you put in everything, now you will have to take the ruler and slowly shift the ruler. It's difficult to show here, but you need to try. Like I say, this is an estimation, and if you can complete it nicely, right, in a nice curve, and over here you can just push the ruler. This is not an entirely straight line, right? This is a rough curve. So the usual part is to draw this, sketch this, and then sketch this with the help of a ruler. And then over here you can use a bit of freehand, right? And you will have your curve. Now, the moment you have your curve, you can answer whatever question is being thrown at you. So if they want you to solve the equation, when y is 0, so all you need to do is to find out the x values when y is 0, which happens here, right? So this is the number when x is 0, and this is 3 point, let me zoom in, 3 point, there are 5 squares here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so each square is 0.2, so 3.2, 3.4, so x equals to 3.4, and here is between the two lines, so this is 0.2 minus 0.2 minus 0.4 minus 0.6 minus 0.8, and over here it's minus 1. So in between minus 0.8 and 0 and minus 1, you have minus 0.9. Now, these are not exactly, these are not the exact values. So you shouldn't use an equal sign. You should use an approximate sign. So let me show you. So approximate sign looks like this, right? So like I say, this is not the perfect method, but it helps students to visualize what kind of curve it is, and it allows you to find other values of y just by glancing. You have a good view of the rest of the values.
Solving fractional equation reduced to QR.
Following up from the previous lesson, let's look at how we can solve fractional equations of this form. 2 over x plus 2 equals to 5x minus 1. Now, 2 over x plus 2 and 5x minus 1 are the same numbers. What you don't know is, you don't know what number it is, but it is a number, and this number is the same as this number. So what does that mean? It means that every operation that I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side, because you need to respect the equal sign. So the first step is to get rid of x plus 2. And how do we get rid of x plus 2? The easiest way is to multiply this fraction by x plus 2, because 2 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 will get rid of the x plus 2. So let's do that. So I'm going to multiply by x plus 2, and when I do that, on the left hand side I'll be left with 2. On the right hand side I will have 5x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2. So let's open up the brackets. Now you have to remember that when you open up the brackets, you have to multiply 5x 2 times and minus 1 twice. So what we will have is 5x times x. You will have 5x squared. 5x times 2, you will have 10x. Minus 1 times x, minus x. Minus 1 times 2, minus 2. To solve quadratic equations, you always have to move all the terms to one side and let it to be equals to 0. So I'm going to shift the 2 to this side. So let me write down 5x squared plus 10x minus x minus 2 minus 2 from this side will get you 0. Let's simplify this term, and you will have 5x squared. Now 10x and minus x can be combined to give you 9x. Minus 2 and minus 2 will give you minus 4. So now all you have to do is to solve this quadratic equation, which you know how to solve because you have learned that you can make use of the formula. So x is equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So this is a, 5 is a, 9 is b, and c is minus 4. So let me write the answer on the top right corner. So x is simply equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So you will be left with minus 9 plus minus. Press the calculator and you will have 161 over 10. So x will take on two values, and if you were to press the calculator, you will be left with 0.369 or minus 2.17. And usually you need to leave the answer into 3 significant figures. 3 significant figures.